So yeah, we pretty much graduated last year, Oscar.
We did, yeah.
Graduated last year. You got into a role, which I think you're still working. Is that
Still
correct?
working there. I got into a role pretty quickly. Actually, I got into that role while I was still at placement at DSEC because I was
Nice.
applying for roles pretty quickly
Yeah.
because I wanted to jump straight into work straight
I knew
away.
you were switched on, guy.
I mean, should I wait it? I'm not sure. I don't know if I should have waited and taken like 6 months off and go traveling.
Yeah.
I don't think we could anyway back then.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I got into a role pretty quickly. I am a community EP, doing home visits full time, working with older adults from 65 years upwards to 100.
Yeah. Sure.
So I go into their homes and we do assessments. I do a full strength, balance, mobility, sometimes aerobic assessment. And depending on how much funding they have, I can see them twice weekly, once weekly, fortnightly, monthly, every 6 weeks, depending on my clinical decision. And I work in the Bayside area, so I see clients from Hawthorne, for our Victorian listeners, upwards down to Chelsea.
Yeah.
So pretty big area.
The money area.
Yeah, I see a lot of I see a lot of clients in Brighton.
Yeah.
So they're all old, obviously, and they're all from a ethnic background. So I do see a lot of Italians, a lot of Greeks, which obviously makes sense. So it's a bit difficult working with those sort of populations because English isn't their first language, and when you try to convey pain signs to them, or you're trying to convey do your exercises, it's always challenging. So that's what I do now full time. It's great. It's going good. I'm the only EP in my team, and there's 6 EPs in whole of Victoria.
Yeah.
So it's a growing field for EPs. EPs have they should have a pretty strong hold on community because it just makes sense for exercise rehab to be a massive role in community, especially with the population we work with. So I hope we see a massive boom in EPs in the community roles.
Yeah, for sure. Especially because, look, you don't even have to know the science or read the literature about the exercise. Everyone just knows exercise is good for you, and
Everyone.
and it's such a cost-effective method for the government to not just to prevent a lot of these things happening. Because once they're suffering, it just costs a lot more on them, but also the government system. So
That's right.
so I hope definitely a bright future there.
Yep.
What defines a community EP? What funding sources? Yeah. So what makes it different compared to, I guess, like a private practice EP, for example?
So in the community, when you turn 65, you're eligible for My Aged Care, which is government funded services. So you can get cleaning, gardening, nursing, I think some allied health funded by the government.
Yeah.
And through My Aged Care, you can apply for something called home care package services. And through your home care package services, you can get more funding. So there's 4 levels, 1, 2, 3, 4. Level 1, it's about $8,000 of funding a year. And upwards to level 4, where you get about $40,000 a year. I can't remember the exact details. I could be very wrong. And these levels are given to you based off an assessment by the case manager or the assessor, and it's based off who you live with, how you live, your conditions, your background, your health literacy. A lot goes into it, which is not my field or my area. And based off that, if I see a client with a level 4 package, I have a lot of flexibility with them. I can see them twice weekly.
Yeah. Okay.
I can see them 3 times weekly. I see some clients 3 times a week. And obviously they have a higher need for rehab or exercise therapy. And so those are the services I see, the funding services, home care package and short-term restorative care, which is similar to home care package, but just less funding, and it's limited to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
And home care packages are ongoing. It's for the rest of your life until you pass away.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So those are the funding streams I work through. NDIS is a possible funding stream, but it's just we're working on it. It's very slow at the moment, but hopefully we get some NDIS referrals soon.
Yeah. Nice. And it's mobile service. You go.
Yep. So mobile services, I drive to their homes, which like I try to, I'm in charge of my own schedule, so I try to cluster clients in that live near each other. Sometimes not always possible, but I don't drive too much.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And you get sort of like what do you call it, like travel allowance?
Yeah, we get paid per kilometer.
Yeah.
From your home, from the first client you see up until the last client you see.
Yeah.
So we don't get paid from home to the first client and last client to home.
Yeah.
But it's reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pays the petrol.
You have to use your own car?
Yep. There is a company car available.
Yeah.
But for me personally, it's just a bit out of the way.
Okay.
But if there's more fleet cars available, I will definitely use them and just leave it at my house.
Yeah.
Because it makes more sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Any other, I guess, perks or bonuses with your current role?
It's very flexible. So you can, if you're seeing 6 clients in the same area, you can see all of them quite back to back and finish around 1 o'clock, and then do your notes and finish quite early.
Oh, nice.
So you don't always have to stay in the community. You can go home, finish your notes early, and do whatever you want. So that's one of the perks. It's you work by yourself. It's very autonomous, so you can make your own clinical decisions. It's a good role if you're quite confident. If you feel like you need that supervision, perhaps it's not the best role.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the main perks. It's a rewarding job, but hopefully I see more EPs in that field.
Yeah, cool. And I guess a lot of the things you mentioned, I don't think, did you have to learn it on the job?
Yeah.
I don't recall any of that information during uni.
Yeah. I think we may have had maybe 1 hour of exercise for adults, for older adults, sorry.
Yeah.
And everything else I've learned through on the job or through research or through like monthly subscriptions. So a lot of things I have learned is once again self-driven.
Yeah.
So maybe MSEP, maybe it's worth that they add some, like maybe an extra unit just for older adults.
Yeah.
So we are in an aging population.
Yeah, for sure. I knew you were switched on, guys. Yeah, and I think, I guess they were just trying to cover, I guess, the more, what would you call it? The more, popular is not the right word. I guess the main or common types of funding source. Maybe that is a common type of funding source. Maybe we're just not as known to be working that.
Yeah.
As of yet.
We can, through my job, I can see clients privately. They can pay privately. Okay. Or they can pay through their health insurance. Yeah, it's always an option, but it's much easier because all older adults are eligible for my aged care and a home care package. Unfortunately, with a home care package, there is a long wait list. Yeah, because the government only has so much money.
Yeah, okay.
So that's where our taxes go. Yeah.